Hello students, I hope you all are fine. In my last video, I talked about the sentence and its kinds. I discussed about assertive sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences and exclamatory sentences. If you have not watched that video, watch that video first and then come to this. I will give you the link in the description box. Today, I am going to discuss parts of a sentence. In this video, you will learn about the subject and predicate. Before proceeding further, I suggest you to pause the video and get your pen and paper. I will ask you to write the answers of some questions during the video and it will help you to develop a better understanding. So, let's get started. Students, every sentence is made up of two parts, a subject and a predicate. We will understand these with the help of some examples. Look at these sentences. Julia went to the book fair. Students, this sentence is about Julia. This sentence tells us something about Julia. So, Julia is the subject of this sentence. Second sentence, Mohit's sisters attend piano classes on weekends. Who attend piano classes on weekends? Mohit's sisters. So, this is the subject. Students, keep answering yourself. As I ask questions, you have to answer yourself. Okay, only then you will understand the things better. Next is, the wax polish looks like ice cream. This sentence is about what? What looks like ice cream? The wax polish. So, the wax polish is the subject. The trick to identify the subject is to ask yourself who or what. The answer you get is the subject. For example, in first sentence, Julia went to the book fair. If I ask who, you would answer Julia. So, Julia is the subject. Similarly, you can find the subject in other sentences also. Now we know that part of the sentence which tells us who or what the sentence is about is called a subject. It means a subject tells us two things. Who the sentence is about, what the sentence is about. A subject can be a noun or a pronoun. Now, we will learn about predicate with the help of same examples. Julia went to the book fair. In this sentence, now we know Julia is the subject. This sentence tells us something about Julia. What does it tell? Went to the book fair. So, this part, went to the book fair, is the predicate. In the second sentence, what does the sentence tell about Mohit's sisters? Attend piano classes on weekends. So, this is the predicate. Similarly, in the third sentence, looks like ice cream is the predicate. If you see, all the predicates are having a verb. Okay, what is a verb? A verb denotes action or being or position. So, we will study about the verbs in a separate video. Now, I am just focusing on the subject and predicate. So, in the first sentence, went is the verb. In the second sentence, identify the verb. Write your answers on a paper you are having. Attend is the verb. In the third sentence, write the answer, verb. Okay, looks is the verb. Now we know that part of the sentence that says something about the subject is called predicate. The predicate must contain a verb. This I have already explained. Now look at these sentences. The part of the sentence in blue box is the subject and the part of the sentence in yellow box is the predicate. Let's see how. She took her dog for a walk. Who took her dog for a walk? She. So, she is the subject. Took her dog for a walk is the predicate. The teacher gave the class some useful advice. Who gave the class some useful advice? The teacher. So, the teacher is the subject. Gave the class some useful advice is the predicate. This cake is very delicious. What is very delicious? This cake. So, this cake is the subject. Is very delicious is the predicate. Students, you might be thinking that the first part of a sentence is the subject and the second part is the predicate. Usually, this is true, but not always. There may be sentences in which subject can come towards the end. Let's make it clear with the help of examples. In a corner of the room stood Ranjit. In this sentence, who stood in a corner of the room? Ranjit. So, Ranjit is the subject. But the sentence is not starting with the subject. Notice, students. In second sentence, here comes the metro. The metro is the subject. Here also, the subject is not the first part of the sentence. Now, we will talk about the subject in imperative sentences. Look at these sentences. Write the headings first. Raise your left leg, boil the water. In all the sentences, the subject is you. If you look at the first sentence, it actually means you write the headings first. So, you is the subject. Write the headings first is the predicate. This I have discussed in my last video also. In imperative sentences, the subject is always you. It is not expressed but understood. Now, let's talk about interrogative sentences. You can see the examples of interrogative sentences. Get ready to write the subjects as I speak the sentences. Is Rohini a teacher of German? Do Monica and Radha play chess? Are the math exercises difficult? Okay, I hope you all have found out the subject. In first sentence, Rohini is the subject. In second sentence, Monica and Radha. And in third sentence, the math exercises. I hope your all answers are correct. If they all are correct, well done. So students, did you notice one thing in all the sentences? The subject is not placed first. You can see the verb before the subject. Okay? So, we can say interrogative sentences do not start with the subject. The subject in questions comes after the verb that starts the sentence. Now, exclamatory sentences. These are some examples. How clear the water is. What a brave effort. How cute the baby is. How great the teachings of Gandhiji are. Okay, now pause the video and write down the subjects of these sentences on the paper. So, I hope you all have written the answers. The answers are the water, effort, in third sentence, the baby, and in fourth sentence, the teachings of Gandhiji. If you have got all the answers correct, you have done a good job. So, students, now we know the subject does not come first in exclamatory sentences. The subject can be placed towards the end. This is the summary of what we have learned today. Two parts of a sentence, a subject and a predicate. Subject tells us who or what the sentence is about. In assertive sentences, subject can be the first part of the sentence or the second part. In imperative sentences, the subject is always you. In interrogative sentences, the subject comes after the verb that starts the sentence. In exclamatory sentences, the subject can be placed towards the end. Predicate tells us something about the subject. Predicate must have a verb. Usually, the predicate starts with the verb. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.